talking
Every
about
reason, by the way.
years.
Every reason. You've been ducking that.
And even to get this fight,
you've been
even to
ducking
get
that.
this fight,
You've
even
been
to get
ducking
this
that.
fight, everything was in his hand. Man, he's angry.
Rightfully so.
You know? Man,
Rightfully
he's got
so.
the whole Filipino nation on his shoulders.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Responsibility, man.
That's right.
Come May the 2nd, that O is gonna go. What is it gonna be? 48-1. You know what?
47 and 1.
Is he 46-0 now?
Yep.
Maybe 47.
No, 47. 47.
So
It'll be 47 and 1.
So he's 46-0 now.
He's 47 now. I think
And then he'd
it's
be
47.
48-1 then. So he's gonna be 48-1, and he will disappear like Nassim Hamed.
What are you talking about 48? Get your numbers right. Right now
Well,
it's
if he's
47.
47-0 now.
Now, and you expect him to lose?
May the 2nd, he's gonna be 48-1.
No, he's going to be 47 and 1.
Yeah, I've got. No, he won't, because he's gonna have 48 fights. One loss. Now he's got 47 fights. He's gonna have 48 fights. A lot.
47 wins.
It depends how you look at
47
it.
and 1.
If you want to
It'll be
look at it like
47 and 1.
all right. 47
I'm talking about
wins.
strictly. Oh, you know what? I see where you're going wrong. That's how you get it.
48 wins.
It's because Floyd's never lost a fight. That's why.
Come May the 2nd.
He's never lost a fight. That's
May
why.
the 2nd. He's going to be 48-1.
He has the fight.
Listen to me.
He wins the fight.
The guy-
he has the fight.
the whole-
He
all
wins
right.
the fight.
The whole-
47
Listen to
fights, 47 wins. My apologies.
No.
sir. So 47
He's gonna be 48-1.
fights and 47 wins will become 47 wins.
Listen to me, I'm
48
saying-
fights,
Come May the
47
2nd,
wins,
it's gonna be,
1 loss.
It's going to be 48 fights. One
Man,
loss.
that's the sign of greatness there, Holmes.
I think.
That's
Anyway,
great. That's great.
Let's forget about the
That's
numbers.
great maths for you children out
what was I
there.
gonna say?
That's great maths. That's great maths.
You got me off balance now.
Listen, let's stick to the money thing. You're talking about figures, man. Let's talk about figures. 50-50? Do you think this is a 50-50 split? Do you think the negotiations, you see, that's one of the key things. This is a business. As well as a sport, it's a business.
you know
Do you
what?
think it should have been a 50-50 split for two of the best fighters, arguably? The dispute, pound for pound. 50-50? He's thinking, I can tell you,
know
one
what?
word.
I think you have a point there. I think the fact that Mayweather-Pacquiao has lost, that probably brought his stock down a bit.
You think?
Well, it must have. If he was still like he was 2-3 years ago when he was demolishing people, 50-50.
Demolishing the likes of Timothy Bradley.
No, demolishing the likes of Miguel Cotto.
2 or 3 years ago.
Miguel
2 or 3 years ago.
Miguel Cotto,
2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
Miguel Cotto, who he destroyed, yet your boys struggled against. We're not
Did
going
what?
there.
Don't go where you don't want to stay.
We destroyed Miguel
Don't go where you
Cotto.
don't want to stay.
We destroyed Miguel Cotto. You struggled against him. Correct?
No, it's not correct. It's not correct. He was given a masterclass. That was arguably Cotto's finest fight. That was arguably Cotto's finest fight, and he was still taken care of. But we don't want to go into the niceties of these things because apparently he's one of the bums, one of the guys that Floyd never should have met. Mr. Cotto.
It was too late.
It's never too late.
The time he should have
because
met
right
Cotto
now,
was 2007.
Cotto is in some of his finest form right now as a middleweight. Right now.
The time he
right
should
now.
have Cotto was 2007, 2008. That was the pinnacle of Cotto. But anyway, that's another story.
You're obsessed with pinnacles. Big Ben. So we should be taking on pinnacle.
Continue, sir. It's your moment. Let's see what you got in there.
When we finally got the agreement signed, on Floyd's rightfully on his terms, that's when we knew it was time to rumble. You see, Bob Arum was a factor in this.
That's what we're here. We don't know.
I think we know pretty much.
I think the factor was Floyd Mayweather. I think he was scared of losing. Many people said
When Floyd makes his fights, the money goes to him. When Manny makes his fights, there's a cut, 20, 30% going to managers, at least 2 managers. Arum, he's got to go. Excuse me, can I fight this guy? So when Floyd calls him out and says, let's get it on, pick up the phone. Floyd here, Manny, let's go. I'll get back to you. That's the problem.
When it comes to that area, we don't know. You and me are not in the sport.
If it was a lie,
so
we would have heard it hollering out from way back. We would have heard that it's a down-faced, bare-faced lie.
really think
We've not heard that. We've not heard that, and there's a reason for that. There's been no ducking when it comes to the
I
finance.
think he's been ducking. I think he's been forced to take the fight now.
May the 2nd, we'll see who's been doing the ducking.
Yes. If he loses, how are you going to see him? I've already made up my
See
mind.
who?
I've already made up my mind.
How will we see who?
If Pacquiao loses, for me, he's still a greater fighter than Mayweather. And he should go down as a greater fighter.
That's one of the problems. That's one of the
Mayweather
problems.
loses,
You've made up your mind.
I've made up my mind.
And this is one of the problems.
Yes,
This is one of the
If he
problems.
loses, if Mayweather
You
loses,
have made up your mind.
Absolutely.
Your mind is set. We've got the elections coming up in this country pretty soon. And a lot of people have their mind set, but sometimes we've got the floating voters. Sometimes we've got the floating voters. And I hope that I'm appealing to the floating voters out there. Oh! For whom the bell tolls. Hey!
Let's do the closing website, unless you want to go to your dossier.
I don't think this dossier needs to be pulled out, because if I pull out this, let me do the checklist here.
Checklist, man.
Split decision? Nah. No split decision in this one. Pac-Man, listen, I'll give him this. He's a man who, like Pac-Man, keeps going. He's like a Duracell, he keeps going. But I think he's going to be out of juice by the time this fight concludes. Keep coming in. Oh, let me just bring this point. Wait, Hatton. You remember Hatton? Hatton was a man who brought the ruckus unbeaten. Ricky Boy Hatton, Mancunian's finest. He absolutely
destroyed him 2 rounds. Struggled for 11 rounds.
Unbeaten when he took on Floyd. Unbeaten.
Yes.
There's only one Rick Young. One Rick Young walking around.
With that.
Unbeaten.
In that one.
Unbeaten. Yeah. He left it in the ring, and I tell you something, he was given a masterclass. He soaked up everything that this unbeaten champion had.
9 rounds more than.
And then sorted him out with the
9 rounds.
You remember the shot? You remember the shot?
9 rounds.
You remember the shot? It was worth the waiting for. It was worth the wait. That check left hook, and he dismissed him after that. It was a great performance. It was a wonderful performance.
The last great one of these.
Well, listen. Here's a commonality here. Ricky may have brought out the best from Floyd. He forced him to knocking him out. Don't let Manny have to be forcing Floyd to do what he don't want to do.
He's not just going to charge in Ricky Hatton style, man.
If he forces him to fight, he might take him out, folks. He might take him out. You may see the beast unleashed.
Tell you something, if that happens, that'll be a dark day for boxers.
You keep talking about this dark.
Day for boxing,
you sound like the Twin Towers, man. Lord of the Rings.
Mayweather winning.
You need to get yourself to a cinema. Get a box set. Get a box set.
That's an idea I'm not going to even entertain. Can you imagine that? The winner by way of technical knockout.
Oh, I can well imagine. I can well imagine it. That's the thing, I can well imagine.
I won't even entertain that.
You won't entertain that. There's some things that you don't want to entertain, but you've got to accept. Can you see the paradigm? Can you see the prism through which this man watches boxing? This is the problem. You have a set view. You see brilliance, you call it darkness. You see darkness, you call it brilliance. You see light, it's heavy. You see heavy, it's light. You can't win. But Floyd, I from the South Bank, Waterloo, London style, will be saluting you. If you win,
lose.
I'm glad you said that.
If
you lose, Floyd, and Manny, if you defeat Floyd, I'll be the first to salute.
No excuses.
We
don't want to hear no excuses.
The first to salute.
We don't want to hear any excuses.
We don't know the weight of the gloves. I think Floyd's taking care of that though, is that right?
It's all in his favour. Even the gloves. Entrance, announcement, gloves, cash.
We've got Buffer and we've got who?
No.
We've got Buffer and Mr. Lennon.
Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Mr. Jimmy Lennon Jr. Listen, it can go. These are two great fighters in the ring. And I have not used the word bum for Mr. Manny Pacquiao. He's a great fighter. Far from it. So we're going to see who comes out. We're going to see what tactics come out and unfold. But whichever way this turns out, do not underestimate Floyd's achievements, business-wise, but more importantly, boxing, pugilistic-wise. The aim of boxing is to hit and not be hit. If you want to go out and say, here's my chin, bang, have one for me, one for you, one for me, that's not the way to go. He's got a family, he's got children to support, and I, for one, as a family man, I want to see him thrive. I want to see his family thrive, and if that means that he keeps his health intact by fighting smartly and wisely, I salute. Manny, keep your arms up at all times. Do the best you can and leave it in the ring.
I'm going to finish it like this, Richard.
I'll keep this dossier for a rainy day.
Yes, I'm going to finish it like this.
Go ahead, sir.
Right. Like I said to you at the beginning, I've been a Floyd Mayweather fan from '98 when he won his first title up until 2007.
Until the dark days. Go ahead.
He's done fabulous in terms of marketing himself. Probably the best. Man's done well for himself. I've got to give him credit. The way he marketed himself, defense, the way he keeps calm under pressure in there. You know what? It's almost second to none. I've not seen many fighters out there who can go in there and keep as calm as he does under pressure. And like I said the other day to you, I remember the De La Hoya fight.
I'm ticking. I'm ticking as you go. I'm ticking as you go. Go ahead.
He was getting his punch in.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My concern is 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line, you're going to look at his record. The way we look at Henry Armstrong's record, Sugar Ray Leonard's record, Evander Holyfield's record, and you're going to say, right, who were active in that year in his division, and who did he fight? You're going to see so-and-so, and then you're going to see somebody on the record, and you say, why? What was the deal in that? And again, and again, and again, and you're going to say, this guy was fabulous. He could retire unbeaten if he wins the next one. But for me, this is my personal opinion, and I think many people share it with me. He's great, he's done well, but he could have done greater, because when you look at that record, 50 years time, 10 years time, you're going to say, all right, De La Hoya, Hutton, mostly, even though he was past it.
Pacquiao.
Maybe Pacquiao.
Hernandez,
he was all right. He was
Gennaro
good.
Hernandez. Arturo Gatti. One of the finest performances you've ever seen. One of the finest.
These are not A+ opponents there. So my conclusion is
Sergio Martinez was though, yeah?
Sergio Martinez was an A+ at that time.
He would have been A.
Leading middleweight champion. Tough.
Against
awkward.
who? Against who?
Check that Martinez. Paul Williams too, man. Anyway,
I don't think we even know who these Paul Williams characters are.
Man.
Let them have their day in the sun. Let them have their day in the sun.
I'm almost done here.
He's not going to usurp everything.
So like I said,
give him some space.
Like I said, 10, 20 years time, I hope you and me can look back and say, Floyd Mayweather's record. What the hell was that about? The guy had so much to offer. Yet he did not make the use of it. He was too cautious. You know what? If that was his game, if he was in it for the money, and to retire unbeaten, that's what he wanted. He didn't care about the legacy. I think even Holyfield said the other day, you know, I was in there for the fans, taking the very biggest challenges out there. The problem is you lose. When you do that, you lose fights. Mayweather took alternative. He was very cautious. Yeah.
Holyfield lost.
Holyfield lost, and that's what he said. He said, I was out there to please the fans and take the hardest challenges possible. Mayweather did not take that route. He took the opposite route of, you know what, it's all about the cash and keeping what keeps him more so attractive? The unbeaten record. If he loses that, his marketability comes down, because come on, it's not exciting fight. The whole point, people are attracted to
Arturo Gatti, not exciting?
Fantastic fight.
Mosley.
But I said to you, up to 2007.
Alvarez.
Fuck that, forget that, sorry about the language.
Masterclasses.
Listen to me.
Masterclasses.
So one more time I will say, Mayweather is good, but he could have been one of the greatest, maybe even top, I can't say top 10 because there's been so many great fighters over the years.
Speak up.
But at least he could have been greater than he's going to end up. End of. Case closed.
What makes Manny great?
Took on the very best challenges year after year, man.
And one lost
every
and drew.
division.
And won some, lost some, yeah?
That's the name, that's the game, that's sport.
Ali knocked out.
Ray Robinson, the greatest pound for pound ever. You think he's never lost? The man lost about 20 times. Yet he's number one. What does that tell you? You can lose, yes, but still be up there. Yes. You can never lose and be here. Quality of opposition. Man United can play Fulham FC and Leeds United and Spurs every week. They may avoid Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea, and Man United and all the top teams, Bayern Munich. They may have 50 games, no loss, don't win anything. You've got to take the big challenges out there, test yourself. You know what the great Mickey Duck said once, when Holyfield was fighting Douglas? You never know how good an unbeaten fighter is until he loses and he comes back. Floyd Mayweather never lost. We don't know how good he is. He's so good, but we don't know how good he is. He could be better than he is. If he lost, he came back.
May the 2nd.
May the 2nd.
May the 2nd.
Case closed.
I salute you for that.
Thank you.
May the 2nd.
End of.